Hello, you have found Wellness Pros, the podcast where we introduce wellness professionals to experts, mentors, and friends who are going to show you how you can find tips, tricks, and processes that are going to tame the running of your business, additional streams of revenue for your business, as well as new services and products that you can introduce so that you will increase the revenue that you generate for every client visit and make your clients so happy that they send even more of their family and friends your way. For your success, subscribe below. Good morning, Louise. How are you?
Hey, I am great. So happy to be here, Jill. Thank you so much.
I am so happy to have you here. Now, remind me where you're at. I
I'm
can't.
in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Albuquerque, New Mexico, where all the formations are, right?
It's called the Land of Enchantment, and we have beautiful mountains here. So it's the
Yeah,
Sandy Mountains. There's a ski valley here. A lot of recreation, a lot of people who are hiking, biking.
very similar. I'm in Calgary, Canada, and we have very different formations and lots of skiing, of course, for winter, but
Uh-huh.
lots of hiking and also very beautiful mountains. It's a glorious world we live in, really.
I've been to Calgary. I know it's really pretty up there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to talk about you a little bit of witchcraft, a little bit of magic, right?
Yeah, it is magic. It really is.
Practical magic.
Yes.
You help people clear their blocks, money blocks in particular, so
Yes.
that they can find better success. And most of our wellness professionals have there's more than one block that happens. And so
Mhm.
you and I are going to do a bit of a session. People are going to find out lots of things that I'm going to find out some things about me maybe that I don't know. You're definitely going to find out some things. And we're going to show people how this works. And then we're going to
Mhm.
give them some information on how it might be something they want to investigate for themselves.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, and I can give you the backstory and
I'd
how
love
I
that.
how I got to this, so I'm a wellness professional too. I'm a naturopathic doctor, but I got to be a naturopath because I ended up super, super sick with 3 autoimmune diseases, and doctors didn't know how to help me. And so I was on my own to figure it out. So it was fibromyalgia, MS, and chronic fatigue. And I had 2 small kids at home then, and I was on an oxygen tank for 3 years. So I was dying. I was 89 pounds and I was dying. And all I wanted to do was be their mom.
Mm,
And so I just kept seeking answers. And I changed my diet. I found a chiropractor. I found an osteopathic doctor, which today would have been a functional medicine person. They didn't have those back then.
right.
So I was really just on my own. And I started working on the body piece and changing my body with nutrition, with the right supplements, with organic foods, staying away from chemicals, all of that. There was no gluten-free cookbooks back then. I should have written one. I figured that out by a lot of flops in the kitchen, if you will.
Right.
So that was the journey, and it really did take me 16 years. And what I figured out was we're whole people. Just changing the physical body with nutrition and all the different diets we have, and or the right supplements and exercise and keto and this and that. That's great and it helps people, but they only get to hear. We're emotional beings too, and we're spiritual beings. And so I started working on doing the Grateful Journal and working on my mindset. And then years later, as I was practicing, my first business was Albuquerque Natural Health Center. And I was practicing with all my clients, and I started taking more and more classes. I figured out we're also energetic beings and
Mm-hmm.
that we have a field around us of energy. And that pain even started in the field. And I was like, wow, if pain starts in the field and we're not working on the field, and I give somebody Trameal or an essential oil to put on their pain on their shoulder or their knee or wherever, it might take it away for a little bit, but it doesn't go away. And then I started doing neurobiofeedback. So I have 5 different neurobiofeedback type programs. And so that's what I used a lot in my first business. And I continued in my second one, which is Brain Soul Success. And I called it Brain Soul Success because what I found was my brain didn't work when I was sick. And I was in my 30s and I wanted it to work. I was a special ed teacher before that, so I've always been involved in the brain. And what I realized is the brain's the master control tower, but it's brain, heart, gut.
Mm.
And then there's a connection to the soul. And I found that if you could release the traumas that are in the spaces of the brain, someone then could elevate their life and get healthier, happier, but also make more money, be more successful, make a bigger impact. So it became a system. So I trademarked a system. It's called the brain system. And it stands for body. B is body, right? All that stuff we have to do as wellness professionals, taking care of ourselves, eating healthy. And then R is releasing. And there's about 10 different releasing techniques to release that mental chatter, that baggage, that emotional pain, that trauma that happened when you were 6, or that first breakup with a
Mm.
boyfriend, right? We have to release that stuff, or the abuse that happened in your childhood, or the alcoholic parent, or whatever it is. And so we have to clear that energy. So that's releasing. A is align with spirit. So we want to align with spirit. So it's always a part of health, healing, anything in life, really. And that's God, whatever God means to the individual person.
Right. Yeah.
Right? It's your belief system. And then I is integrate your brain frequencies to your soul's true purpose. So I also found that if people didn't have a purpose, it was harder for them to get healthy. So finding that purpose. And then N is the new program. And this piece is missed a lot in the world of health, healing, and even mindset work and moving forward. The new program is rewiring your brain with codes, with energy work that help actually shift those patterns and change the brain. They actually have rings around your brain in quantum physics. And those rings get off balance. And when they're off balance, you're off balance. And so I put those rings back in balance and rewire the whole body, mind, spirit with what you want to have happen in your life, where you want to go, what your dream is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the whole system. And so that's what came out of all that. And
Yeah.
so I put it all together just in a nice little acronym just to have a framework to really work from. And I've helped like thousands and thousands of people not only just get healthy, but wealthy. They usually triple their income or they get relationships. In one of my classes, 3 people this year got engaged. I'm like, hey, that's cool.
That's super cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. I love that. I love reprogramming the brain because I often feel like I do all this
Mhm.
clearing work, and then the patterns don't change, and I end up with the same clearing work to do.
Yes, I know. And,
It's
I
like
do the same thing.
it's
I
like
get
sweeping
it.
my kitchen floor. No matter how many times I sweep it, I have to sweep it.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, fantastic. So now what do we need to do to prepare? Obviously, you can do this online. So what do we need to
Mhm.
do to prepare for our little session?
Yeah. So this is called a soul tie box. And so I usually start with a goal or intention.
Okay.
And I use NLP questions and we walk the goal down.
Sure.
So we're really going to start with, hey, what is it that you want to have change or be different, in your life or in your business? So let's just talk about that for a minute, Jill.
Sure. Well,
What would you want to have change?
so this is the year of change for Jill.
Okay.
I had a wellness practice up until the end of May,
Okay.
and I closed it, and I started designing the life I wanted going forward. I have a design that I'm in love with a little bit. Part of the picture, there's kind of 3 whatever, but part of the picture is connecting wellness professionals with people that can help them achieve their goals. So that when they want help, when they're looking for help, they can find the person that they need to take the next step forward, whether
Okay.
that's in their practice or in their overall life. And then my second goal with that is to start making money with this thing that I'm doing. Because right
Okay.
now I'm in this initial phase of putting the pieces in place. And I know that I have money block issues. I know I have huge money block issues. So I would love to clear that and create 2025, which is just around the corner now.
Yes.
like the year
Yes.
of wealth. And I would like to be able to retire my husband next year. So,
Oh,
okay, well,
okay.
I want us to continue to work, but my husband needs to retire for his physical health, for his mental health, for everything.
Okay.
So my goal
Okay.
next year is to make enough money that I can retire my husband and we can spend some of our year every year in Europe where the weather is good and the food is great.
Okay. Okay. This is
So
good.
those are my big goals. They're big.
Okay. Okay. We spend part of the year, I'm writing them all down here, part of the year in Europe where the weather is great and the food is good. I know. Why don't we all move there now? Huh?
Right?
What
I
is-
know you're a little more blessed than we are in Calgary. Our growing season is at a hard stop now.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so we rely then on trucked and frozen and canned and whatever. And obviously it's better now than it was 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But even still, I would like to be able to be somewhere where I can eat fresh more of the year and have the
Yes.
vitamin D on my skin.
Yes, absolutely. I totally understand that. Yeah, absolutely. You would want to do that. Well, you can come see me too. In
Yeah, and I'll come see
Albuquerque.
you too.
Um, in Albuquerque. Okay, so here's what I have so far, and we're going to walk this down. See if this is resonating with you. I connect wellness professionals with people that they need. And I make money and I retire my husband next year. And we spend part of the year in Europe where the weather is good and the food is good.
Yeah.
So if all those things are happening, what would you tell yourself then you're not telling yourself now?
I would feel that that was successful. I would feel peaceful. I
Okay.
would feel successful and I would feel validated.
So I tell myself I'm successful, peaceful, and validated. I'm actually going to ask another feeling then question. So because you said you'd be telling yourself that. So we want to do that self-talk, right? So what you would tell yourself. So if you're telling yourself you're successful and peaceful and validated, and you're spending part of the year in Europe now, and you get to retire your husband and you're connecting these wellness professionals with people that they need, how would all that make you feel?
Powerful.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Yeah, like powerful and important, both of which are important to me in a weird way. I think both of those are important to most people. I, like most people, I'm afraid to say I want to feel powerful.
Okay, so there may be something. That's a clue for me, right?
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that. That's a clue for me that there's something in the field where you haven't felt powerful. And it could even be great grandma stuff. I mean, women couldn't vote back then, right?
Hmm.
So we didn't feel powerful. So we do have to clear that for many, many women,
Yeah.
you know, on the planet. So that makes sense. So you would feel powerful and important. Is that bottom line? No. Is there another question? Yes. Is it allowing? So if you were powerful and important, what would you be allowing then you're not allowing completely now?
And I can feel that there's something there. I can't feel
Mhm.
what it is. Ease.
Ease. Beautiful. I allow ease. Is that bottom line? Yeah, there might be another word beside ease too.
I think
Besides
there is
ease.
another word beside ease. So when you come onto my Zoom thing or whatever, that's my word. It shows up. It's got a little bit of Northern Lights in the word. I think that if things are easy and too calm, I have a belief that I thrive on chaos. So I kind of create some chaos, which is maybe the opposite. So
Mm-hmm.
ease, calm, that idea of allowing, which is the word you use. So maybe I'm feeling that that's not authentic, but that yes, I can have it. I deserve.
Oh, nice. I allow ease and I deserve is it to achieve your goals?
I
Finish the
deserve to
I
achieve.
deserve
I
blank.
deserve to achieve my goals. I deserve to be wealthy and peaceful.
Awesome. Awesome. I deserve to achieve my goals and I deserve to be wealthy and peaceful. Yes. I also like what you said about sometimes you create chaos. I wonder if that isn't just an entrepreneurial thing. Uh, I feel like when there's like a spark of energy, I get an order in and, and then someone calls and signs up for my class. And it almost has to have like energy moving forward. And I think we create that when we don't have that, if we're good at what we do, but maybe it's not chaotic, it's just energy.
Yes, maybe. Because I do find that the more I dig in and balance into where I should be, the less chaos happens. I look
Mm-hmm.
at clean my house, and I have to say right now, my house has never been so clean. Like organized, I've gotten rid of garbage drawers or whatever. And so and when I that happens, I also feel like I'm on the precipice of achieving something new because I've made some
Yes.
space.
Yes.
So
Yes.
maybe this whole week has led up to us having this call this morning, Louise.
I think so too. I think so too. It's really, really funny. I can totally tell when I wake up in the morning. Sometimes I'm like, okay, what am I doing today? And I always know that, the day before at least, if not the 2 days before, but I look forward to meeting people. And I was looking forward to meeting you today. And yeah, and I was telling another friend of mine about a spiritual journey that I was just on. And so I feel like there's a big time on the planet right now for all of us to up level, create your new chapter, get rid of the old. I just cleaned out my closet too, Jill. I'm so proud of myself. So it's
I
just this
I don't
time.
know what it is about cleaning out closets and drawers, but man, it is so rewarding. I talked to someone last week and they said if you're procrastinating something, do something that just makes you feel good. And I'm like, obviously cleaning out a drawer.
Yes, cleaning something out, just getting rid of the old, right? So you make that space, like you said. Well,
Yeah.
this is the new stuff that's coming in right now. So I'm excited to do this with you. So here's what we just did. And then what I'm going to do is figure out what's blocking these goals.
Okay.
And we're going to clear it at the brain soul level. So I connect wellness professionals with people that they need, and I make money, and I retire my husband next year. And we spend part of the year in Europe where the weather is good and the food is good. And I tell myself I'm successful, peaceful, and validated. I feel powerful and important, and I allow ease. And I deserve to achieve my goals. I deserve to be wealthy and peaceful.
Mm.
Nice. Huh?
Yeah, I love
Those are
that.
powerful. Those are all very powerful. And so I wrote those down, and then I'm going to draw a box on the paper, and I'm putting those goals, this wealth, this peace, this retiring your husband, in a box. And I'm just kind of shorthanding it here in the box. And you're working with professionals, wellness professionals, and helping them, really connecting. So you're a good connector person, right? And then you get to spend time in Europe and you're feeling powerful, important, deserving, right? Okay. So I put all that in the box and I say, okay, what is pulling Jill away from that? And I get there's 3 strings. And so then I just draw 3 strings off the box.
Okay.
Okay. And then I just say, hey, let's figure this out. Is this first one a male, a female, or a situation? It's a situation. Is it recent or old? It's an old situation. Is this old situation something in your lifetime? Yes. Is it something when you were a child? Yes. We are formed 0 through 10 is when a lot of things are, a lot of values and things are formed. So is it age 0 through 5? 5 through 10, it's 5 through 10, 5, 6, 7, age 7. So is this something at age 7 for Jill? Yes. Does Jill know what it is? Possibly. Do you remember something at age 7? With your parents maybe or your family?
I had a lovely upbringing. Like there was no abuse or anything in my home. I had a situation in a schoolyard, and it might have been when I was about 7, certainly in elementary school, that was really traumatic for me. A classmate of mine whose background was probably not very good,
Mm-hmm.
just out of the blue came at me with a bicycle chain over his head.
Ooh.
And he was the same age as me, or possibly a year younger. And it possibly was about that age. And it was a struggle for sure, but I don't know. I don't know if that would be it or if it would be something different.
No, that's really good. Thanks for sharing that. And so here's how this works. I have cheat sheets of words. So I have just a bunch of words. And it's the power of the spoken word of the truth will set you free. And so the words that I'm getting there was shock, panic, and vulnerability, and
Mm.
maybe a couple more. Let's see. So it's an A, B, 1, 2, 3. Terror.
Mm.
And we always have to clear shock to heal. So, like, if we don't clear shock, people will have a hard time healing all the way. Here, here, here. 1, 2, 3. Powerless. So, terror, powerless, vulnerability, panic, and shock. So then I say, was that a liar, thief, or a fraud on you? And it was a thief. Now, liar, thief, fraud, kill, steal, or destroy came from the phrase in John 10:10 in the Bible. So they clear the brain and the soul. You don't have to be Christian for this to work. It's just really the words. It's the power
Right.
of the words. I'm going to give you a really crass example. So if we say the right word, we'll feel the energy shift. Okay.
Okay.
So if I am frustrated and I say, oh, shoot,
Mm.
I really don't feel much better. But if I say, oh, shit, I feel better. And so it's got to be the right word, is my
Right.
point. Okay.
Okay.
So that's a thief, and it steals your freedom, your comfort to have, the vision of what you thought would be. So we're reclaiming your freedom, we're reclaiming your comfort, and we're reclaiming the vision of what you thought would be. And we're reclaiming your, is it safety or it's safety? Safety. So also to go forward and create wealth, we have to feel safe and actually also get out of our comfort zone. So it's a mix,
Right. Okay.
right? Of
Yep.
kind of both. So we're reclaiming your freedom, your comfort, your vision, your safety. Is there another word? Yes. Your triumph.
Oh, I love that word.
You like the word? I do too. So we're reclaiming your triumph. So then we say, hey, I'm just going to take another little clearing statement. It's called access consciousness. So I didn't make this up. It's another body of work, and it's a statement that clears more energy. And it doesn't make sense when you say it, but I'm just going to say I destroy and uncreate any judgments, assumptions, projections, conclusions, decisions about the situation at age 7 when you were in that schoolyard. And that person had that bicycle chain and the shock and the panic and the vulnerability and everything that you felt there. We release it now, let it go, allow you to be free, to create that wealth and that peaceful life that you want, retire your husband and have a real successful business and to feel validated. Good and bad, right and wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And that just clears the energy. And then I have a feeling you see a picture in your mind of this. Do you still see a picture of you on the schoolyard?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So the reason I ask that, Jill, is because we hold those pictures in the spaces of the brain.
Right.
And those traumas in those pictures, they actually like take up space in the brain and they create little lesions. And the doctor, the actual medical doctor that did the work on this was Dr. Hamer. And he figured out that trauma causes illness, and he took people and took pictures of their brains and showed the lesion of where they were and found that that lesion was connected, let's say it's in the temporal lobe of the brain, was connected to the same similar trauma for many people across the board in the same place of the brain.
Mm.
And I love the brain. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my, I was eating that up, right? I was just like, oh my gosh, I want to read more. I want to learn more.
And I also love when this kind of woohoo stuff that's a little bit
Mhm.
has scientific base and some research behind it, rather
Yes.
than just rather than only magic.
Yes, I blend science and spirituality very well. I'm a quantum physics, I was one of the first quantum physics, frequency medicine doctors out there using neurobiofeedback and using all these tools. And so what I figured out was we have to clear that little lesion in the brain of that picture you're holding. Okay. And so the way we do that, it's called EMDR. A lot of therapists use this, is I have you picture that bicycle chain and then the terror that you felt at the time. Here's this kid whipping this thing around. And so bring the feelings up And what I'm going to have you do is keep your head straight. And at the same time, I'm going to have you move your eyes. So it's like your peripheral vision is going to follow my fingers.
Okay.
So see the bicycle chains, feel that feeling on the playground, and watch my fingers. And then look up to the ceiling, down to the floor, to the right side of the floor and down, and then kind of to the left side of the floor and down, and then come back to center, and then circle your eyes like you're going around a clock. And the other way. Good job. Yay, very,
That's
very
very
good.
freeing almost, right? Like it
Yeah.
feels jubilant, very bubbly and
Yeah, you look lighter. So, you let go again of that trauma. So like in context of your goals, you didn't feel powerful then. You felt vulnerable. So we had to release those places in your life where you felt that for you to stand in your power and create this business, retire your husband, and do what you want to do, right? And that's probably why it came up. Okay. So is that clear? Yes. Then I say, okay, what's this other piece? Is this a male, female, or a situation? It's another situation. Is it recent or old? It's an old situation. Is it also something with Jill in her life? No. Is it ancestral string? Yes. Is it something on your dad's side? Something on your mom's side? This is your mom's side of the family. What's mom's first name?
Geneva.
Geneva. And is mom still living?
Yep.
Okay. So this might help her too. Let's see. So this is her side of the family. How far back does this go? 1, 2, 3. It's 4 generations back. So it's kind of like great, 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 great grandma, I guess. And of course, women didn't feel powerful back then, but let's get the words. Helplessness. A little bit with fear, overwhelm, helplessness, fear, overwhelm, worthless. Yeah, again, women did not feel in their power back then. Possessive, there's a possessive energy. Is there another word I need to say on this string? No. Is this a liar, thief, or a fraud? It's a fraud. It's not your soul's truth. See, all this work, Jill, gets people back to what I call 100% your soul's truth. And you could call it the authentic self, but I think it's even bigger. When you get back to your 100% soul's truth, you can do anything you want. And when you have these tools, you feel so empowered because anytime you get stuck, you have the ability to clear it. It's like I can just, and I feel the energy on the planet right now too. Misunderstood. Excellent. Is there another word we need to say on this generational string? No. Liar, thief, and a fraud. Okay. What did it do? It stole your joy, your hope, your love, your freedom, your peace, your trust, your fulfillment, your prosperity, your relief, and your vindication. Awesome. Do we reclaim that? Yes. Is there another word I need to say? No. Do I need to do something else for this string? A reading. I'm supposed to read out of a book. Is it that book? Nope. I got to get a book. Sorry. Let's see. Is it on the floor? Is it on the? Oh, it's on the shelf. I got to get a book. All right. Sometimes for an ancestral string, we have to read a book. This is called The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. That's kind of how I read my books.
I haven't read that one. I'm going to add it to my list.
It's a great book. It's about letting go in a sense. Beginning, middle. There's something in the middle of the book we're supposed to read to help this ancestral string clear all the way. Is it page 90 to 100? Give me a page 90 to 115.
102.
102. So I'm going to go to 102. I did have a marker there. All right, let's see. Something at the top, something at the bottom. Something at the bottom. Okay. So I'm going to have you tap right here on your thymus gland, and this is the seat of your soul. You can either rub or tap. It's the bump right here. It's the seat of the soul while I read this this passage. So it's just a paragraph that's going to help clear that string that's 4 generations back on your mom's side. It says, once you look inside yourself and start to own this, you will see that you are back to the same 2 foundational choices. One choice is to leave the pain inside and continue to struggle with the outside. The other choice is to decide that you don't want to spend your entire life avoiding the inner pain. You'd rather get rid of it. Few people ever dare to turn the process inside like this. Most people don't even realize that they are running around with pockets of pain inside that need to be worked out. Wow.
Right?
Wow. I know I always read the right thing. Isn't it amazing? You picked that page. Yay! Good job. So fun. Are you starting to feel a little lighter?
I am.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
watching
gonna
your
weigh
face.
myself later. Maybe I've lost some pounds in this.
You probably can. We do a lot of before and after pictures because people look different. And
Yeah.
I'm watching you change, and you'll see when you watch this later,
Yeah.
getting lighter and lighter. It's like giving people a facelift,
Yeah.
an energetic facelift. So we have one more string. So let's find out. Is this a male, female, or it's another situation? Is it recent or old? It's an old situation. Is it something with Jill? Yes. Is it something with Jill and family? No. Is it you yourself? You yourself? Is it you yourself at a certain age? Yes. Were you a little kid? Yes. 1, 2, 3. Were you 4? You were 4. So this is you at age 4. Now, usually at age 4, even though I ask the question if it's you yourself, it's often with a parent or a sibling or a grandparent, because we're energetic beings and we take on the energy of our parents and the people around us, especially when we're young, to save them, to help them not feel bad. We want to see, is this just you? Is this you and mom? Is this you and dad? I think it's you and mom. So are these mom's emotions or Jill's or both? Both. So when I get the words, it's probably a little bit of you, a little bit of mom when you were 4.
Okay.
And I don't know if anything's coming up. Is anything coming up at 4? Okay. Yeah, obsessive. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3. Anguish, obsessive and anguish. Off balance. Hey, do you have any other brothers or sisters?
I have a younger brother,
You have a younger brother, and how many years apart?
2. So he
2,
would have
so
been
2. Okay, so all right, see, obsessive, anguish, off balance. Is there another word we need to name on this string when you were 4? Lack of control. Mom could have been having a day with 2 kids. We don't know. I don't think it was a big deal, but
right.
you know,
Well, and there would have been days because I know there was a day around then. We used to live on a ravine, and my mom was a nurse, but she worked nights, I think, about that time. She was
okay.
so she would come home and she'd be exhausted. And I remember a story. Now, this may not be it, but a story, there's several stories, but one, 4-year-old Jill, or about that age, turning on the taps in the house and just flooding.
Oh, okay.
But I also like to take off my clothes and go for walks in the ravine around there.
Okay.
And my mom would wake up and I would be gone and my clothes would be there and I'd be wandering around, kind of like, why they didn't just put me on a leash is beyond me. Now I think in these days you'd have an alarm, so if your toddler went walking away, but different times.
Yes, different times. Oh no, that's a great story. Well, that definitely can be because I got insecurity, overwhelm, lack of control, right? So mom's feeling like, oh my gosh, what do my child.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there another word we need to name? I got nervousness and insecurity too. Is obsessive an entity? No. Is there another word we need to name on the string at age 4? No. Liar, thief. So that's a thief on you. So you can get back to your power, right? So it's killing, stealing, hope, love, comfort, harmony. Hope, love, comfort, harmony, vision, ease, and letting go. Hey, there's that word ease.
There's
Getting
that
back,
word ease. I
yeah,
heard
getting
it.
back some ease. Very good. Is there another word we need to say on this string? No. Are there visuals we need to clear? There might be. You might see yourself wandering naked. I don't know. And mom looking for you. So whatever you see, Jill here. So what do you still see from that time period?
I see a set of stairs actually, and maybe fear. Like I don't know where that is.
Okay. Okay. So bring up the picture you have in your mind and the fear or the emotions around it. Um, and even if it's just a little bit fuzzy, let's clear it anyway. So
Okay.
keep your head straight and then watch my fingers. And then look up to the ceiling, down to the floor, to the right side of the floor and down, and the left. Then come back to center. Then make a circle with your eyes like you're circling a clock, and the other way.
Mm,
Good job. Good job. Did we get that? Yeah. Should be a little lighter.
yeah.
Excellent. Beautiful. Good work. Good work. So did we clear all the strings we needed to today? So there's usually layers, like we're peeling
Right.
a layer off. It's like an onion skin kind of peeling. We're peeling a layer off. So what we just did is we did the releasing part,
Yeah.
right? So in the brain system, the B.R.A.I.N, we did the releasing. Now I want to put the new program in.
Okay.
So usually when we take out the trash, so that's what I don't like about a lot of different um, energy work tools is they might be good at removing, like you said, we can clear ourselves,
Yeah.
but it doesn't clear it all the way. And then the piece that's missing is rewiring the good stuff. What does this person, what do you want to have happen? Those were your goals or intentions. Now, this part looks different. I can do it on Zoom, do it in person. It's energy work and it's circles. So think of them as points on the body instead of acupuncture points. They are in the field. They're energy work in the field. And so I'm going to have you say your intentions, and then we're going to use these circles and numbers. So it's based on numbers, which is the universal language. So numbers inform the body, mind, spirit with the right path, the right tools. And what they're really doing scientifically is each of these numbers and they're balancing the rings around the brain. So if you think of an atom with the rings around it, that's what your brain has. And when those are off balance, your brain will be off balance.
Okay.
So this is also the part that maybe I can't say out loud, but I'm going to. It's the spiritual part and the energetic part of Alzheimer's.
Mm,
Okay. They're not doing that piece in treating those people.
okay.
Now can we? Yes. But what I have found is if somebody's already too far gone, it isn't going to work all the way. It's going to help. But really, you want to get somebody when they're at the very beginning of that process. And if you did mind, body, spirit, right nutrition, and all of that together, the result would stick.
Mm,
Okay. So that's what we're doing. We're rewiring your body, mind, spirit, but these rings around the brain.
okay.
Okay. So I'll have you say, hey, you're so good. She's awesome. Isn't she awesome? You're like, you're game. I'm like, you're ready to go.
Say, Louise.
Yes. I love it. Love it, Jill. Okay. So we're going to say, I connect wellness professionals with people they need.
I connect wellness professionals with the solutions they need.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I make money and I retire my husband next year.
And I make money and I retire my husband next year.
We spend part of our year in Europe
We spend part of our year in Europe
where the weather is good and the food is good.
where the weather is good and the food is good.
Awesome. I tell myself I am successful and peaceful
I tell myself I am successful and peaceful
and validated.
and validated.
And I feel powerful and important.
And I feel powerful and important.
I allow ease.
I allow ease.
And I deserve to achieve my goals.
And I deserve to achieve my goals.
And I deserve to be wealthy and peaceful.
And I deserve to be wealthy and peaceful.
Beautiful. So keep thinking that. And then I'm going to do these circles around you. I'm going to have you balance your polarity first. So you're going to take our right hand on our left shoulder and our left hand on our right shoulder. And this balances polarity in the body. And it's one of my mind gems. And the mind gems is a freebie I have we can give everyone here.
Nice.
Okay. And then we switch. And so there's 12 little exercises like this that start to balance these rings around the brain. And they're really, really powerful. I do them morning and night religiously. And then you can rest your hands, and then you're going to hear me say these circles. So I'm starting on your left leg, and I'm going down your left leg, and I'm saying 2, 3, love, 5, 3, forgiveness, 6, 5, choice, 9, 2, freedom, 4, 2, greater love. And then I'm going to come down your front, 4, 2. And I'll have you say this. Say, I have positive self-worth.
I have positive self-worth.
2, 2. Say, I choose to succeed.
I choose to succeed.
Good. 4, 4. I choose to live in joy.
I choose to live in joy.
And 6, 2. I choose to live by the higher laws.
I choose to live by the higher laws.
Excellent. 1, 4, 7 on your back side. I'm going to have you look at my X. 4, 5, 9, 6, 9, 6, 8, 6, 6, 8, 3 to 9, 26 complete cycles, 5,859 times. 2 to 8, 23 complete cycles, 2,623 times. 3, 7, 5, 3, 7, 7, 4, 5, 8, 6, 4, 6, 9, 4, 6, 7, releasing all that old trauma. 10, 5, 7, 8, 2, 8, 7, 7, 5, and the shock 1, 2, 3, placing it with peace 5, 2, 5 to 11, 37 complete cycles, 87,357 times, 2 to 8, 24, 32 times, 4, 2, 2, 2, 4, 4, 6, 2, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7. Wow, do you feel the wind?
I do. I felt very strong sensation in my heart kind of
Also.
chakra area.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So it's shifting those old patterns. And then what we do is we say them again. Let's say the bottom ones again and lock it in. And then we lock it in. So it's kind of like we do a pre-test, re-educate your energy field with those codes, with those numbers, and then a post-test. It's just like school.
Okay.
Okay. So say, I feel powerful and important.
I feel powerful and important.
And I allow ease.
And I allow ease.
And I deserve to achieve my goals.
And I deserve to achieve my goals.
And I deserve to be wealthy and peaceful.
And I deserve to be wealthy and peaceful.
Yay. And we're going to lock all that in. So the way we lock it in is I have you clasp your hands together above your head. And if I was with you, I would try to pull them down. Okay. So you just kind of resist me. And then I'm going to have you cone your fingers, like put your finger and your thumb together on your right hand and make a circle in front of your heart and say the numbers 2, 2.
2, 2.
I choose to succeed.
I choose to succeed.
And then tap your belly button 8 times. And that locks in those goals or intentions. Cool, huh?
Very cool. Awesome.
You did a great job. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me the pleasure of helping you with that today. Yeah.
I love it. I feel great. So
Good.
now for people, if you're watching this and you
Mhm.
wonder if Louise can help you, all of her contact information is in the show notes. And she's got a giveaway, as she said. So we'll put that in the show notes. You can download it. If you do get help from Louise, I would love you to send me an email. And then we can do another podcast and follow it up, but talk about what happened. I just would love to know what your experience was. If you're at a point in your practice where you think, what one thing could I add to my practice that would help me achieve my own goals? And this resonates with you, Also, there'll be a link in the show notes so that you can contact Louise, and probably you'll have some clearing to do first, I would suspect. But she does train people in these methods as well. And if that feels like something for you, that would be a good next step for your career. Also reach out to Louise. And if you do that, again, send me an email. I'd love to talk to you as you go through the process, and maybe do another session, another podcast, possibly with Louise in there, but talk about what your experience was like. That would be so great. Thank you, Louise. I feel amazing.
I am so grateful again. I'm glad you feel amazing. Watch this video because you were changing the whole time we were doing this. And my freebie called Mind Gems, we did one of them. That's homework for it to stick for you, because it's going to process for it's going to process for the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
So do the Mind Gems. You get those, download the Mind Gems and do them. They'll take like 4 minutes to do.
Perfect.
They don't
And I
take
do them
long to
every
do.
day for the rest of my
Do
life.
them every day. If you can do them for the rest of your life, I've been doing them for over 25 years. And a lot of my people have, and they call them their beauty routine in the morning. So they
Right.
use it as a meditation, and such a great little hack to use. So it's just a brain hack, but definitely do those to process what we did today.
Yeah. And I have a big 2 weeks coming up. So I'm really super excited that we did this now. And I think I'm excited to see what happens in the next 2 weeks as this continues to process.
Yeah, please, and
And
please
I'll
let
send
me
you an
know.
email and let you
Yeah,
know how I
send me
feel.
an
Yeah.
email,
Yeah.
let me know.
Absolutely.
And then thank you so much again for all the work that you're doing and for having me on your podcast. And I look forward to helping you and all the people who are listening here in any way that we can. So you
Right.
guys
A
can
rising tide raises all boats.
absolutely, absolutely. It's always that connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Well,
Very,
thank
very
you,
good.
Louise. I really appreciate this. I'm looking forward to hearing everybody's comments on this video. I think it'll be amazing for people. So
Awesome.
I appreciate
Awesome.
that. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being part of today's episode of Wellness Pros. If you do reach out to our guest, please do let us know how it goes and what changes it made for you and your business. Maybe we'll get you on a follow-up podcast. Always enjoy the day.